Hey guys, just wanted to come on here, give you a bit of an update to the Patreon exclusive video announcement that I made yesterday here on YouTube, to let you guys know that the tier for the Patreon exclusive content will be $3. That's right. You see, the first tier is $1, which is a monthly tier that just helped me out financially, to kind of, have that extra buck, here and there for whatever is needed. Like, let's say, to help me grow my content, like with getting stuff like camera, like new cameras or mics, or just help me out financially, getting through the day or through the week or the month. That extra dollar, like for anybody, goes a long way. And now I've decided that I'm going to be opening up the $3 tier, which of course yesterday during the announcement video, I told everybody that it would be between 2 or 5. Well, I went right in the middle, and it's going to be $3 a tier. It's going to be a $3 tier. And what this does is, just like with a dollar tier, it gets you recognition. Like, first of all, like before I go any further, I should say, I want to give a shout out to my dollar tier Patreon supporter. I think it's called New Jersey Crazy Artist, I think. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But they are my first supporter here on Patreon. They have decided, I should say, to donate $1 a month, which isn't much really, especially during these times. Like I said, a buck here and there kind of helps a lot of us out, financially. But also now, along with that, as I said, I've decided to open up the $3 tier, which again gets you the recognition, and the shout out, like what the dollar tier does, but also gives you the exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. For example, this kind of content, like I mentioned yesterday, is the kind of content that, well, basically when I talk about it publicly here on my YouTube channel, I kind of subtly walk around it. Kind of not really, blab about it, mention what it is, because there's going to be some people that, may not find it, appealing. They might be weirded out or freaked out about it. So instead of like, blabbing about it or publicly coming out and talking about it, I kind of subtly go around it, if you will. Well, with the Patreon exclusive content, I'll be going back to those kind of things, but I'll be talking about them full on uncut. In other words, nothing will be hidden, nothing will be, danced around. They will be full uncut. I will talk about them in length. I will say what they are, and it will only be exclusive, though, to the Patreon supporters of the $3 tier. Now, with that said, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, well, what is a Patreon exclusive? Or why do people here on YouTube or elsewhere always say, hey, support the Patreon and get some exclusive rewards or content? Well, it's real simple. You see, the reason they do that is because a lot of people realize that some of the things they may want to talk about, not everybody will be interested in. A good example is Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regret. Brian Zane has a little series called It Came from Memphis. And this is a series that's basically about 3 to 5 minutes long. And he dedicates this series to talking about some of the weird, unusual gimmicks that have come out of, the Mid-South area, out of the state of Memphis when it comes to wrestling. He'll talk about some of the more, comic booky like gimmicks, that have arrived on the scene in wrestling that, basically will only be seen in the Memphis area due to the love of comics and fiction and sci-fi that Jerry the King Lawler, the Hall of Fame legendary wrestler, is into. So basically, Brian Zane will dedicate 3 to 5 minutes of a video that only his Patreon supporters can see, talking about that, because I think Brian Zane even said it best, that he doesn't think a lot of people will be, interested in a 3 to 5 minute series where he just focuses on this one weird gimmick that came out of Memphis, and then that's it. So that's basically what Patreon exclusive content is. Sometimes you'll get a series that you can only view if you support the Patreon that you're supporting. And sometimes you'll even get one of the more popular tiers that a lot of Patreons use, and that's Q&As. Again, going back, I should say, to Brian Zane, you know, he will on a monthly basis do a Q&A. Same with Pat Contra, aka the NES Punk, will do a monthly Q&A, and what they do is they'll gather all the questions that they get for that month, and they will read them off at the end of the month. Like with Pat, when he's reading a previous month's questions, he'll ask people who are his Patreons to ask any questions in the comment section so he can read them off the following month. A good example is last month, he was reading off questions that people submitted in the comment section for January for the February Q&A. And while he was doing that, I was submitting my question for March in the comment section during the February video, if that makes any sense. But that's basically what, you know, Patreon exclusive content is. And like I said, that right there is the biggest, most popular format there is, the Q&As when it comes to Patreon supporters. But again, like I said, for me, going down that route, I'm going to go down the route of talking about things that, like I said, I kind of subtly mentioned, but danced around and not really full out said and blabbed what they are about. But here with the Patreon exclusive $3 tier, I will basically tell you folks what those really are, uncut, uncensored. You know, nothing will be hidden, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and maybe I'll talk more about other things, uncut and unfiltered, you know, down the line. Again, this is only for Patreon exclusive supporters of the $3 tier. Again, just like with the $1 tier, you guys will get recognition, shout outs like New Jersey, you know, has gotten for his support of the $1 tier. But also with the $3 tier, not only will you get that, but you'll also get exclusive access to these videos. And maybe this will help motivate me to go to another level, because I know one of the things people have been wanting me to do for a while is Q&As. And I'm considering that if I get some support with the $3 tier, that hopefully maybe the next tier I choose, which could be $5, will be the Q&A tier. So we'll have to see what happens with this one, though. See how much this becomes a success. But yeah, just wanted to come on here and update you guys on, you know, how much the new tier is going to cost on the Patreon for the Patreon exclusive content. Again, just like with the $1 tier, you'll get a shout out and recognition, you know, for your support. But just like the $1, but in addition to that, you will also get the exclusive content that you won't be able to get anywhere else. So I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know about that, give you an update of what the tier is going to be, because I know some people are probably curious. And if you want to support me, the link will be at the end of the video. You know, at the end of the video, you can check it out, as well as probably during the video in the annotation. Click on that. Help expand my channel, if you will, and my content. And again, if this succeeds, guys, I might consider doing a Patreon exclusive Q&A down the line. So I really appreciate your help, guys, and if you could do it. And that's all I'm going to say. So until next time, God bless, take care. Links will be provided, and I am out.